Hey everybody, I am David, and today I want to talk about Solo, a Star Wars story. It is the newest Star Wars film released in theaters right now. We're back in May. This is pretty crazy. May 25th is when the original Star Wars movie was released back in 1977. So happy birthday to the original Star Wars, and what a great way to celebrate with a new Star Wars movie. Let me start off by saying this was a movie that I think a lot of fans can agree that we weren't asking for it. We wanted our Obi-Wan movie. Some people wanted Boba Fett. Others, who knows what the heck they wanted. And the trailers, I liked the trailers. I thought the trailers were actually really good, and some people were still a little skeptic. But I am happy to report that this movie delivered in some ways that I was very satisfied with. Look, I'm not going to say this movie is the best Star Wars movie of all time. I actually just added it to my Star Wars list. I think I'm pretty confident on where it lands. I wouldn't say this is my top three, but it's definitely not bottom three. So I'll say that much. I really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun. I really loved the characters in this movie. I thought they were great to hang out with. I thought this was a better adventure than Rogue One, which Rogue One I liked also, but Rogue One dragged a lot. This movie had some not so fun parts too. There were some parts that dragged a little bit, but not as slow as Rogue One I felt did. This movie takes a bit of time getting its right foot, I want to say, for myself. I feel it maybe starts picking up some steam maybe half an hour into the film. And once it does, I feel like the fun, the action, all of that doesn't stop. And it's a really enjoyable adventure. There's some predictable moments here and there, specifically with Woody Harrelson's character. I won't go into detail on that. I don't want to go into detail. I want you guys to go out and experience this movie for what it is. Especially if you are a huge Star Wars fans. Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han Solo, is the important key into this movie. Because Harrison Ford, for a lot of people, is Han Solo. For me, he's a little bit more Indiana Jones than Han Solo. But I will say, I felt Alden Ehrenreich played this role really great. I felt Han Solo in him. A younger version of Han Solo. That's what he was. That's what he was supposed to be. You can feel that essence inside of him. There's that familiarity once in a while that, yeah, that's Han Solo. So I wasn't taken out of the movie at all. I actually think this guy was, I'm calling him a kid as if, he's like 10 years younger than me. He's like around my age. I think, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I thought he did a really good job. And Donald Glover as Lando was what you'd expect. It was like perfect casting. Some of my favorite chemistry in the movie is between Han and Lando is fun. But Han and Chewie was the key ingredient that I think for myself and maybe for a lot of other Star Wars fans, that's what the movie needed. Needed to have Han and Chewie really click together. Emilia Clarke was really good in this movie too. All the actors are really well casted, obviously. But her character, I didn't know what to expect from her character. Because obviously she's an original character, so it was like, okay, what is the movie going to give me? And I actually like how she started off and where she ended off. I felt like her character journey fit into this story that they were crafting for Han, and how her relationship with him was an important factor into this movie that, could have been hit or miss. And sometimes the romance aspect, maybe I'm just burnt a little bit with the Han. Not Han. Han and Leia are great. But like Anakin and Padme. So it's like, can Star Wars do romantic relationships? And it seemed like they were going to give Finn and Rey a relationship, but then that went nowhere in The Last Jedi, which I liked, The Last Jedi, but that relationship went nowhere. So to see Emilia Clarke and Alden Ehrenreich together, I'm happy to say that their chemistry was there. They had chemistry, so that was good for the movie. There are nods to obviously the Han Solo that we know throughout this movie, winks to the camera, if you will, that I think fans have been long wanting to see. How did Han get his blaster? How did Han do this? I think the movie really fulfills on all of that. Other than that, there are a few characters that could have served the story more a little bit, like Paul Bettany. I thought he was really underused, maybe because he was filming Infinity War at the same time. I don't know. But he was barely in this movie. And I thought he would have had a bigger role, but he did not. But there are some things to look forward to in the future if they decide to take up some of these threads that the movie kind of leaves at the end, that I would be interested in seeing where they go, definitely. And you can bet I'll be doing a spoiler video on something that happens in this movie very soon. So keep your eyes out on that. Overall, I would give this movie a 7. No, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. A straight on 8 out of 10. I was going to give it a 7.5, but you know what? Someone swayed me. That maybe I do like it a little bit more than I was originally thinking that I did. So yeah, 8 out of 10 I think is a fair score to give. So guys, go out and check this movie. Comment below if you have already and tell me your thoughts on the film. Did you really like Solo, a Star Wars story, or were you disappointed by it? There's no right or wrong answers here. We all have opinions, and we should all be able to share freely on what we thought. Do you think Alden Ehrenreich did a great job as Han Solo, or do you think they could have gotten someone better? And don't tell me you didn't like Donald Glover as Lando. He was awesome, and Chewbacca was awesome. Give your support to some of these people. And until next time, no spoilers. This is a spoiler-free zone. Until next time, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Take care.